Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're taking a closer look at the $1 coin, Lincoln Wheat Penny coins, made from 1909 to 1958. These old pennies have Lincoln on the front and wheat ears on the back. Some are special because of their age or small details that make them different. People collect them, and a few can be worth more than just 1 cent. The 1869 to 1877 Ulysses S. Grant $1 coin in circulated condition stands as a commemorative representation of one of America's most prominent military leaders and presidents. Ulysses S. Grant served as the 18th President of the United States following his success as commanding general of the Union Army during the Civil War. Though this coin is not a regular issue from the years listed, but rather a modern commemorative piece produced much later to honor his presidency and historical contributions, it nevertheless symbolizes a deep appreciation for Grant's legacy. Commemorative coins like this are often issued by the United States Mint to celebrate important figures in American history, and they carry both numismatic and educational value. In circulated condition, this particular coin may exhibit signs of wear consistent with handling and use over time, which can include surface abrasions, dulling of design details, and discoloration from exposure. The obverse of the Ulysses S. Grant $1 coin typically features a portrait of Grant himself, usually in a forward-facing or slightly turned pose. This design captures the strength and determination that characterized his leadership both on the battlefield and in the White House. Grant's image is often flanked by inscriptions of his name and the dates of his presidency from 1869 to 1877. Even in circulated condition, these inscriptions are usually legible, though they may be softened or partially worn. The coin's surface may also show slight nicks and smoothing, especially on high-relief areas like the nose, forehead, or edges of the hair. These signs of circulation do not diminish the coin's historical significance, but rather enhance its story as a piece that has passed through many hands and possibly been admired by collectors and history enthusiasts alike. The reverse of the coin often displays a symbolic image such as the Statue of Liberty or an American eagle, depending on the series under which it was minted. For example, if it is part of the presidential $1 coin program, which ran from 2007 to 2016, then the reverse will show the Statue of Liberty along with inscriptions denoting the denomination and country of issue. Despite any wear from circulation, this side of the coin still contributes to its visual appeal and patriotic tone. The edge of these modern dollar coins often includes encused inscriptions listing the year of minting and other identifying features, which in circulated coins may be partially worn or faint. Grant's presidency spanned a period of Reconstruction after the Civil War, during which the country struggled to rebuild the South, integrate formerly enslaved people into society, and define new legal and political structures. His administration was marked by significant efforts to enforce civil rights laws, though also troubled by episodes of corruption among appointed officials. Coins that honor Grant are not just reminders of his role as a Union general who secured victory at Appomattox Courthouse, but also as a leader who attempted to navigate the difficult post-war period. A coin bearing his likeness serves as an educational tool, encouraging reflection on the complexities of leadership during a transformative era in American history. In circulated condition, this coin provides a tactile connection to the past. Unlike uncirculated or proof coins, which are often stored away to preserve perfection, circulated coins develop character through use. Each scratch and mark may reflect a moment when the coin changed hands, whether in a casual transaction or as part of a collected set. Circulated condition does not mean the coin has lost its value. It simply means that it has experienced life as a piece of currency or memorabilia rather than being stored in mint condition. Some collectors even prefer circulated coins for the authentic history they represent. The composition of the Ulysses S. Grant $1 coin is usually a manganese brass clad over a copper core, giving it a golden hue that is distinct from traditional silver or copper coins. This alloy was selected for durability and visual distinction from other denominations. Over time, exposure to oils, moisture, and air can lead to a softening of the coin's luster. and the development of toning or slight corrosion, particularly around the edges. In circulated condition, the coin's original sheen may be muted, but its design remains recognizable and attractive to those interested in American history and presidential legacy. Collectors often seek out presidential coins to complete full sets, and a circulated Ulysses S. Grant coin fits well into such collections, especially for those focusing on historical figures or the evolution of the dollar coin. This coin can also be of interest to educators who use physical artifacts to teach students about history, government, and numismatics. It allows for discussion about Grant's military accomplishments, the challenges of his presidency, and the broader context of post-Civil War America. As such, it becomes not just a collectible, but a conversation piece. Next up we have 1956 Lincoln Wheat Penny Coin without mint mark condition, red shade. This coin was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, which is indicated by the absence of any mint mark beneath the date on the obverse side. Like all Lincoln Wheat pennies, this coin features the profile of President Abraham Lincoln facing to the right with the words "In God We Trust" across the top, Liberty to the left, and the year 1956 to the right. The reverse of the coin displays the iconic wheat ears framing the denomination 1 cent and the words United States of America, with the phrase E pluribus unum across the top. The year 1956 was one of the last years of the Lincoln Wheat penny series before the transition to the Lincoln Memorial reverse design that began in 1959. The Philadelphia Mint produced more than 485 million of these pennies in 1956, making it a year with high production. Even with this high mintage, coins from this year still hold collector value, especially when found in high grade and in distinct color classifications, such as the red shade, which this coin possesses. The term red shade in numismatics refers to the original copper color of the coin when it was freshly minted. Over time, most copper coins develop a darker tone or turn brown due to oxidation and handling. However, a coin that retains much of its original red luster is considered more desirable and commands higher attention in the market. This red shade suggests that the coin has been well preserved since its minting and likely has seen limited handling. The surfaces would still show brightness and a metallic glow, especially under light. The overall appearance of a red shade 1956 Lincoln penny is often clean with minimal signs of wear. The high points of Lincoln's bust remain well defined. His hair details, jawline, and coat lines stay sharp and crisp. On the reverse, the wheat stalks are full and detailed, with individual lines still visible. The lettering appears bold, and the fields of the coin are relatively smooth with a strong reflective quality. Coins in red shade are highly desirable among collectors, especially for later wheat penny years, such as 1956, while circulated coins from this year may not hold substantial value. Red examples in mint state can be valued much higher. A red shade 1956 penny in exceptional condition, especially when professionally graded at high levels like MS66 or MS67, can sell in today's auction market for $500,000 to $700,000. These coins represent the top tier of preservation and are often collected as investment pieces. The red color itself is part of the grading classification. Coins are often labeled as red-brown or brown depending on how much of the original red color remains. Red coins are the most valuable in this category since they are the hardest to preserve due to the copper's tendency to change color over time. Environmental conditions such as humidity and storage materials play a major role in whether a coin retains its red color. Proper storage in a climate-controlled environment and in acid-free holders is critical for preserving this condition. The 1956 red shade penny without mint mark is a popular coin among collectors who focus on the Lincoln Wheat series. It combines historical significance with strong aesthetic appeal. The coin comes from a time when the United States was experiencing economic strength and growth, and Lincoln pennies were part of everyday commerce. People used these coins in stores, at schools, and in savings jars across the country. Today, owning a red shade example allows collectors to preserve a piece of that era, a condition close to how it originally looked when it left the mint. For new collectors, this coin is a great starting point for learning about the importance of coin condition, color, and preservation. For advanced collectors, it represents a key opportunity to add a high-quality piece from the final years of the wheat penny design. It is also an excellent candidate for inclusion in a high-grade registry set or as a standalone showcase coin. In conclusion, the 1956 Lincoln wheat penny without mint mark in red shade condition stands out as a beautifully preserved example from one of the final years of the wheat design. Its color brilliance and detail make it a desirable piece for collectors of all levels. While common circulated versions are easily found, this red example belongs to a more exclusive group, and in the top condition levels, it can achieve auction values ranging from $500,000 to $700,000. A coin like this bridges the gap between history and investment, offering both beauty and value in one small copper piece. Next up, we have the Warren G. Harding $1 coin representing his presidency from 1921 to 1923, and observed here in circulated condition stands as a commemorative piece issued to honor the life and leadership of the 29th President of the United States. Although the coin was not minted during Harding's lifetime or his presidency, it was later created as part of the presidential $1 coin program, which aimed to recognize each U.S. president with a unique design. This program produced coins that carried educational significance while also appealing to collectors and those with a deep interest in American political history. The coin bearing Harding's image offers a thoughtful way to reflect on the legacy of a man whose presidency was both notable and controversial during the post-World War I era. In circulated condition, the coin typically shows signs of use, including mild to moderate surface or reduced sharpness in the finer details of the design, and possible light scratching or discoloration due to age and handling. This is natural and expected for any circulated coin, and these marks add to its story and authenticity. The obverse of the coin usually features a portrait of Warren G. Harding with his name and the years of his presidency inscribed. This portrait presents a formal image intended to reflect his role as a national leader during a time of great social, economic, and technological transition. Even if worn, this side of the coin retains its importance as a symbolic representation of a man who stepped into office at a moment when the country was eager for a return to normalcy after the disruptions of war. Warren G. Harding's time in office from 1921 until his sudden death in 1923 was brief but impactful. He was elected on a platform that promised stability after the challenges of World War I, and he is often associated with the phrase "return to normalcy." His administration focused on reducing taxes, supporting pro-business policies, and striving for economic growth. Harding also advocated for civil rights for African Americans, though many of his efforts were blocked or ignored by Congress at the time. He supported international peace initiatives, including the Washington Naval Conference, which sought to limit naval armament and prevent future conflicts. These are the themes and accomplishments that coins commemorating his presidency aim to preserve for the public and future generations. The reverse of the Warren G. Harding dollar coin, depending on its minting under the presidential $1 coin program, usually displays the Statue of Liberty as a symbol of American ideals and freedom. This consistent reverse design for the entire presidential series helps unify the set while still allowing for each coin to focus on the individual contributions of each president. The edges of these coins often carry encused inscriptions, including the year of minting and other identifying marks, which may become faint or partially worn in circulated pieces. The overall structure remains sturdy, and the coin continues to hold its commemorative and educational value. While Harding's presidency was popular during his lifetime, his administration was later criticized for several major scandals that came to light after his death, most notably the Teapot Dome scandal, which involves corruption and illegal leases of federal oil reserves. Though Harding himself was not personally implicated in most of these scandals, the reputational damage was significant. Even so, he remains a historical figure who represents the complex nature of political leadership in the early 20th century. A circulated coin featuring Harding's likeness serves as a reminder that history is multifaceted and includes both achievements and failures. The coin's metal composition typically includes a manganese brass finish over a copper core, which gives it a golden color. This type of alloy was chosen for durability and a unique appearance among circulating US coins. In circulated condition, the coin may lose some of its original shine and display signs of tarnish or spotting. However, these surface changes are common and do not necessarily reduce the coin's importance as a collectible or its role in representing a part of American history. Collectors and historians often appreciate circulated coins because they demonstrate real-world use and often evoke a sense of connection to past events and lives. Many collectors include the Warren G. Harding dollar coin in full presidential coin sets, which help illustrate the continuity and change in American leadership. For educators and students, these coins serve as tangible tools to learn about the U.S. government and the individuals who have shaped national policy and public life. Harding's presidency, though short, was a turning point between wartime hardship and the prosperity of the Roaring Twenties. Next up, we have 1953 Lincoln Wheat penny coin without mint mark condition circulated. This coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which is confirmed by the absence of a mint mark beneath the date on the obverse side. Like other Lincoln Wheat pennies, it features the profile of President Abraham Lincoln facing right on the obverse with the inscriptions, "In God We Trust" across the top, "Liberty" on the left, and the year 1953 on the right side. The reverse design includes two wheat stalks along the outer edges with the words 1 cent and United States of America centered between them and E pluribus unum appearing above. The 1953 Lincoln Wheat penny represents a common yet important issue. In the broader Lincoln cent series, this series began in 1909 and continued with the wheat reverse until 1958 before transitioning to the Lincoln Memorial design in 1959. During the early 1950s, the Philadelphia Mint was responsible for producing hundreds of millions of these coins. In 1953 alone, the mintage for the Philadelphia issue exceeded 256 million, making it a highly produced coin for the year. The coin in circulated condition means that it has been used in everyday transactions, and as a result, it shows signs of wear. On the obverse side, the high points of Lincoln's portrait, such as the cheekbone, the jawline, and the hair, may be flattened or smoothed. The rim may show light fading, and minor scratches could be present from handling and storage. On the reverse side, the wheat stalks may have lost some of their sharp lines, and the lettering may appear soft in certain areas. Despite this, the details remain visible and the date and inscriptions are still legible. Though the 1953 penny from the Philadelphia Mint is not considered rare by mintage numbers, its value comes from its age, condition, and collectability. Coins that have circulated for decades hold historical value for collectors who appreciate their journey through time. This coin would have passed through the hands of many Americans during a period of change and growth in the country's post-war economy. It served as a tool for commerce in shops, banks, schools, and countless daily exchanges. Collectors who aim to complete a full Lincoln Wheat penny set must include the 1953 Philadelphia coin. Even in circulated condition, it holds an essential place in such a collection. Circulated coins like this are often favored by collectors who want an authentic example of the coin that shows its use over time rather than a pristine version stored away since minting. It reflects a different kind of value, one rooted in realism and historical presence. While this coin in circulated condition may have modest market value, there are high-grade examples from this same year that have reached extraordinary prices. Mint State red coins with original luster and no signs of wear have been professionally graded and sold at auction for amounts ranging between $500,000 and $700,000. These coins are extremely rare and command high values due to their perfect preservation, rarity, and investment potential. Such coins are sought after by advanced collectors and often kept in secure storage for long-term value. Although circulated coins Like this 1953 penny are not part of those elite price ranges, they still hold interest and value, especially when stored properly and maintained with care. A collector may choose to place this coin in a protective holder to prevent further wear, and to preserve it for future generations. Even without the shine or sharpness of mint state examples, the coin continues to represent a time in history and a moment in the long legacy of American coinage. Some collectors also look for specific variations or errors in coins from this year. While this example does not appear to include such errors, certain rare versions of the 1953 penny with doubled dies or unusual planchet flaws can command much higher values if authenticated. It is always worth inspecting a coin closely or having it reviewed by an expert to determine if it contains any unique features. Next up we have the John Quincy Adams $1 coin representing his presidency from 1825 to 1829 holds historical importance. As part of the United States presidential $1 coin program, which was created to commemorate each American president by issuing a uniquely designed dollar coin in their honor. This particular coin features the image of John Quincy Adams, the sixth president of the United States, who was known for his diplomatic skill and his commitment to public service over a long and distinguished career. Although the coin was minted many years after his time in office, it serves as a tribute to his legacy and the significant impact he had on American history, both before and during his presidency. This specific coin is described to be in a condition that includes some visible dots, which may refer to small marks or areas of surface where that appear due to handling exposure to the environment or the aging process of the metal itself. John Quincy Adams was a remarkable figure who came from a deeply political family as the son of John Adams, the second president of the United States. His early life was steeped in international diplomacy and statesmanship, which prepared him for a career that included roles such as ambassador, senator, and secretary of state before he eventually assumed the presidency. His intellectual abilities, command of foreign languages, and deep understanding of global affairs made him one of the most qualified individuals ever to serve in the nation's highest office. The coin bearing his image celebrates these qualities and offers a tangible connection to an era in American history when the country was still shaping its national identity and place in the world. The obverse of the coin typically features a portrait of John Quincy Adams accompanied by his name and the dates of his presidency. This design captures his stern yet thoughtful demeanor, reflecting his serious approach to governance and his dedication to principle over popularity. Even if the coin has small dots or signs of where the portrait still serves its purpose by evoking the likeness of a man who spent decades in public service and devoted his life to the betterment of the country. The reverse side of coins in this series generally displays the Statue of Liberty, representing the ideals of freedom, democracy, and opportunity that form the foundation of the American political system. The unified design of the reverse across all presidential coins underscores the continuity of these ideals throughout the nation's leadership. During his presidency, John Quincy Adams focused on modernizing the country through infrastructure projects, the promotion of science and education, and the support of internal improvements such as roads and canals. He was a visionary who believed in using the federal government's power to foster economic development and national unity, though many of his initiatives were blocked by a Congress wary of centralized authority. Despite facing political resistance, Adams left an enduring legacy in his support for national development and cultural advancement. His ideas would later influence the growth of the country, even if they were not fully realized during his own administration. The coin in question, described as having some dots, may also carry additional signs of age or circulation, which is not uncommon for collectible coins. These marks could be the result of environmental factors, such as oxidation or contact with other surfaces, but they do not detract from the coin's historical and educational value. On the contrary, such imperfections can make a coin more interesting to collectors and historians because they suggest a real history of use, handling, and passage through time. These features often contribute to the character of the coin, making it a unique piece with its own story. John Quincy Adams was also known for his later work as a member of the House of Representatives, a rare step for a former president. In this role, he became a leading voice against slavery and a tireless advocate for civil liberties. His commitment to justice and equality earned him respect even among those who had previously opposed him. The coin commemorating his presidency therefore honors not just his time as president, but also his lifelong dedication to public service and moral principle. Collectors and enthusiasts who hold this coin are reminded of his perseverance and sense of duty. The physical structure of the coin, like others in the presidential series, includes a golden-colored finish made from a combination of metals that give it a distinct appearance. While the golden tone may fade or change slightly over time, the coin remains structurally sound. The edges of the coin typically feature encused inscriptions indicating the year of minting and additional information such as the mint mark and the phrase "In God We Trust," depending on the year of release. These edge inscriptions add an extra layer of detail and craftsmanship to the coin. For those interested in American history, the John Quincy Adams $1 coin represents more than just currency. It is a conversation starter, a learning tool, and a collectible item that invites reflection on a pivotal period in the development of the United States. His presidency marked a transition between the founding generation and a new era of political life shaped by mass democracy and expanding federal authority. Next up we have 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny Coin without mint mark condition good. This coin was minted at the Philadelphia Mint as indicated by the absence of any mint mark beneath the date on the obverse side. Like all Lincoln Wheat pennies, it features the profile of President Abraham Lincoln facing right on the obverse, with the inscriptions "In God We Trust" at the top, "Liberty" on the left side, and the date 1957 placed to the right. The reverse side of the coin shows two stylized wheat ears on each side, framing the denomination 1 cent and the words "United States of America," with the pluribus unum above. The 1957 Lincoln Wheat penny represents one of the final years of the wheat-back design, which ended in 1958. After that year, the design was changed to the Lincoln Memorial reverse that remained in circulation for decades. Because of this, the 1957 penny holds historical importance as part of the final stretch of an iconic American coin series that began in 1909. During this period, coin production was high and the demand for coins was consistent across the United States. In 1957, the Philadelphia Mint struck over 336 million of these pennies, making it a common year in terms of mintage. The condition described as good suggests that the coin has seen regular circulation. In numismatic terms, a good grade often means that the coin has noticeable wear on both the obverse and reverse. The finer details of Lincoln's hair and facial features may be worn down, and the high points of the design are likely smooth. The date and lettering should still be readable, though the lines in the wheat stalks on the reverse may be flat or faded. Despite this level of wear, the coin maintains its value for collectors who appreciate circulated coins for their historical character and age. Collectors often seek one example of every year in a mint mark combination for Lincoln Wheat pennies, and a 1957 Philadelphia strike is a required piece for completing the type of collection. While this coin is widely available in circulated condition, some collectors find value in its historical role as part of the original wheat design and as a piece of American daily life in the late 1950s. These coins were used in stores for small purchases and passed through countless hands, as they helped power the post-war economy. Those circulated examples, like this one, typically have modest market value. Higher grade examples of the 1957 Lincoln penny have been known to reach extremely high prices at auction. Mint State red examples, in pristine condition certified by professional grading services, have sold for amounts between $500,000 and $700,000, depending on their appearance and rarity. These are coins that have remained untouched by time, with brilliant surfaces and no signs of wear, oxidation, or handling. They are collected as investment-grade items by serious collectors and institutions. The coin in good condition, however, still holds importance as part of the broader collector interest in this series. Many people enjoy owning circulated coins because they feel more authentic. These coins have been used in the real world and carry the marks of time with them. Each scratch and smooth area tells a story of how the coin moved through the economy and helped conduct business in homes, shops, and banks. Storage for a coin like this is still important even though it has already seen circulation. Placing it in a coin flip or storage album will help preserve its current condition and protect it from further environmental damage. Humidity and air exposure can lead to more discoloration or corrosion, especially on older copper coins. With the proper care, even a circulated coin can be preserved for future generations to study and enjoy. The 1957 penny also carries sentimental value for many collectors who remember using them or finding them in pocket change during their childhood. For younger collectors, it offers an affordable entry point into the world of numismatics while still connecting to an important piece of American history. The design, with its simple elegance and clear symbolism, remains one of the most recognizable in U.S. coinage, and the 1957 issue is a lasting part of that legacy. In conclusion, the 1957 Lincoln Wheat penny, without mint mark, in good condition, is a meaningful collectible that offers history, character, and enduring appeal. It represents one of the final years of a beloved design and stands as a small reminder of the country's past. While it may not command the highest prices in the collector market, it holds a valued place in any collection for what it symbolizes and for the story it carries. With every worn surface and faded line, coins like this one remain treasured by those who appreciate not just the value of money, but the rich history carried by each piece of metal that has passed through time. Next up, we have the 1881 James Garfield $1 coin. Holds a place of significance within the United States presidential dollar coin program, which was launched to honor each American president with a uniquely designed $1 coin. This particular coin pays tribute to James A. Garfield, the 20th president of the United States, who served for only a short time in 1881 before his life was tragically cut short. Despite the brevity of his presidency, Garfield's life story, his commitment to national unity, and his dedication to civil rights and governmental reform left a lasting impression on the nation. The coin bearing his likeness not only commemorates his presidency, but also stands as a reminder of the challenges he faced and the aspirations he held for the country. James A. Garfield was born into humble beginnings in Ohio and rose from poverty. Through his strong dedication to education, public service, and military leadership, his ascent from canal worker and teacher to college president and finally to the presidency is a testament to the American ideal that through hard work and intellect, individuals can achieve great things regardless of their origins. His life story alone offers inspiration and historical depth to the coin that carries his image. His journey through the military during the Civil War, where he served with distinction and earned the rank of Major General, also adds to his remarkable personal narrative. The obverse of the James Garfield dollar coin typically features a forward-facing portrait of Garfield along with his name and the year of his presidency, which began and ended in 1881. The design captures his composed and intellectual demeanor, reflecting his background as a scholar, orator, and deeply thoughtful individual. The condition of this particular coin is described as good, indicating that while it may have experienced some circulation, it still retains clear and legible details with only minimal wear. This makes it a meaningful collectible, especially for those interested in presidential history and numismatics. The reverse side of all presidential $1 coins shares a consistent design depicting the Statue of Liberty, which symbolizes freedom, opportunity, and the enduring spirit of the United States. The uniformity of the reverse side throughout the series serves to unite the diverse legacies of each president under a common vision of liberty and national identity. Along the edge of the coin, inscriptions can typically be found providing information, such as the year of minting, the mint mark, and a national motto. These edge inscriptions add another layer of interest and detail to the coin, which many collectors find appealing. James Garfield's presidency, though brief, was filled with ambition and determination. One of his key goals was civil service reform, which he believed was essential for restoring integrity to the federal government. During a time when political patronage and the spoils system often led to corruption, Garfield took a stand against these practices, advocating instead for merit-based appointments. His stance put him at odds with powerful political figures, but also won him support from reform-minded citizens. His assassination only a few months into his presidency cut short these reform efforts, but his commitment to honest government would be carried forward by his successors. Garfield also supported civil rights for African Americans at a time when Reconstruction had ended and efforts toward racial equality were losing political momentum. He believed in education and opportunity for all citizens and worked to protect the rights of formerly enslaved individuals through fairer policies and access to public services. Though he was unable to make sweeping changes in such a short time, his views and actions on these issues have earned him recognition from historians as a man of principle and courage. The physical condition of this James Garfield dollar coin being described as good suggests that the main elements of the design, including the portrait and inscriptions, remain well preserved. There may be slight surface wear from handling or circulation, but the overall structure and appearance of the coin are intact. For collectors, this level of preservation allows for clear appreciation of the coin's artistic and historical elements, while also conveying a sense of authenticity and real-world history. A coin in good condition often reflects a balance between use and care, providing both character and clarity. As with all presidential dollar coins, the James Garfield coin was not intended for general circulation in large numbers and was primarily released for collectors. This makes the coin more desirable to those seeking to complete a full set of presidential dollars or those with a specific interest in Garfield's life and presidency. The coin serves as both a tribute and a teaching tool, offering insight into the man's values, accomplishments. Next up we have 1950 to D. Lincoln Wheat penny coin condition circulated. This coin was minted at the Denver Mint as identified by the small d mark placed just beneath the year on the front of the coin. The obverse of the coin features the right-facing portrait of President Abraham Lincoln with the words "In God We Trust" curved along the upper rim, liberty appearing to the left of Lincoln, and the date 1952 along with the D mint mark appearing on the right. The reverse of the coin holds the classic wheat ears design, which includes two stalks of wheat curving up from each side with the words 1 cent and United States of America in the center and E pluribus unum at the top. The year 1952 was part of a period in United States history marked by recovery and economic expansion following the end of World War II. The Denver Mint was highly active during this time, and more than 460 million Lincoln Wheat pennies were produced at that facility in 1952 alone. Because of this high mintage, the 1952 D penny is not considered rare in terms of how many were originally made. However, circulated coins like this one still offer unique value due to their age, historical context, and appeal to collectors who appreciate coins that were used in real everyday transactions. A circulated coin means it was in active use for some time. As a result, the coin likely shows signs of wear, such as smoothed high points, softening in Lincoln's facial features, and potential fading of the fine details in both the obverse and reverse designs. The wheat stalks on the back may be flat and the raised lettering may no longer be sharp. Despite this, the coin retains all of its key identifying features and remains clearly readable with its date and mint mark intact. Collectors who build complete Lincoln penny sets often include circulated coins to represent each year and mint mark combination. The 1950 to D penny is a required piece for such a collection and is often collected alongside its Philadelphia and San Francisco counterparts. While circulated coins from this year are generally accessible and affordable, they still hold historical and educational value. Each one represents a part of the United States monetary history and offers insight into the coinage system of the early 1950s. While this specific coin is circulated and not in mint state, some rare and well-preserved 1950 to D pennies have reached exceptional auction prices. coins that have been professionally graded as mint state red and exhibit flawless surfaces with no contact marks can command values between $500,000 and $700,000. These high-value coins are sought after by serious collectors and investors due to their scarcity in pristine condition and their importance within the broader Lincoln Cent series. The coin in circulated condition would not reach those record values, but it still contributes to the richness of the Lincoln penny collection. Collectors value circulated coins because they have been handled by countless individuals over time and have played their part in commerce across the country. This connection to real use is something that uncirculated coins lack, and for many enthusiasts, it brings an added layer of meaning to owning a piece of numismatic history. Proper storage is important even for circulated coins, keeping this 1952 D penny in a coin holder or storage album helps preserve it from further deterioration. Exposure to moisture or air pollutants can continue to degrade the surface over time. Careful handling is recommended to avoid adding oils or dirt to the surface, especially if the coin is being included in a long-term collection. In educational settings, this coin also serves as a valuable tool for teaching about American history, the minting process, and the economic landscape of the mid-20th century. For new collectors, circulated wheat pennies are an excellent starting point, offering an affordable way to connect with the hobby and learn about the different mint marks, years, and condition grades. In conclusion, the 195D Lincoln wheat penny in circulated condition is a classic example of mid-century American coinage. It reflects the economic growth of the time, the widespread use of coin money, and the enduring design of the Lincoln wheat series. Though not rare in circulated form, it remains a significant and historically rich piece that appeals to collectors, historians, and anyone with an interest in the legacy of United States coinage. Its worn surfaces and aged copper color speak to decades of movement and use, making it more than just a coin, but a small artifact of American life. Next up, we have the 1850 to 1853 Millard Fillmore $1 coin is part of the United States Presidential Dollar Coin Program, created to honor each of the nation's presidents with a unique commemorative coin. This specific coin pays tribute to Millard Fillmore, the 13th President of the United States, who assumed office upon the death of President Zachary Taylor. Although his presidency is often viewed as transitional or overshadowed by larger events leading up to the Civil War, it nonetheless represents a critical period in American history where the balance between national unity and sectional division was being tested. The issuance of this coin not only commemorates Fillmore's presidency, but also highlights his contributions during a deeply uncertain and transformative time for the nation. Millard Fillmore was born into poverty in upstate New York and rose through self-education and perseverance to become a successful lawyer and eventually a public servant. His early life was marked by struggle and determination. Largely self-taught, he used every opportunity to improve his knowledge and secure a future beyond the limited means of his upbringing. His story reflects the broader American ideal that, through hard work and commitment, individuals could rise above their circumstances. Fillmore's journey from a log cabin to the presidency underscores this national narrative and makes the coin honoring him more than just a token of metal. It becomes a symbol of American aspiration and democratic opportunity. As Vice President Fillmore assumed the presidency in 1850 following Zachary Taylor's sudden death. One of the defining moments of his administration was the passage of the Compromise of 1850, a collection of laws intended to ease tensions between the northern and southern states over the issue of slavery. While the compromise temporarily delayed conflict and maintained a fragile peace, it also included the controversial Fugitive Slave Act, which required citizens to assist in the capture of runaway enslaved people and denied alleged fugitives the right to a jury trial. Fillmore's support for this act has led to considerable criticism by modern historians, but at the time it was seen by many as a necessary political move to preserve the Union. The obverse of the Millard Fillmore dollar coin typically features a portrait of Fillmore accompanied by inscriptions of his name and the years he served as president from 1850 to 1853. The image aims to reflect his composed and thoughtful demeanor, a quality that defined his approach to governing. His face is rendered with a dignified expression, emphasizing the quiet but steady manner in which he handled national issues. The detail and quality of the engraving on a coin in good condition help preserve the historical and artistic value of this piece, though it may have minor signs of handling. The primary features of the coin, such as the portrait and inscriptions, remain clearly visible and intact. On the reverse side of all presidential $1 coins, there is a consistent image of the Statue of Liberty, a symbol of hope, democracy, and the enduring principles of the United States. This design unifies the entire series by linking each president to the national ideals they were elected to protect. The edge of the coin usually includes inscriptions such as the year of minting, the mint mark, and one or more national mottos. These features provide collectors with detailed information about the origin and authenticity of the coin, enhancing its appeal and historical significance. Millard Fillmore's presidency also saw significant developments in foreign affairs and modernization. During his time in office, he opened the door to trade with Japan by sending Commodore Matthew Perry on an expedition that would eventually result in the Treaty of Kanagawa under his successor Franklin Pierce. This marked the beginning of a new era of international diplomacy and commerce for the United States and reflects Fillmore's broader vision of expanding American influence through peaceful means. Domestically, he supported the modernization of the postal system and other infrastructure improvements, which laid the groundwork for further national growth in the decades to come. Although Fillmore was not elected to a second term, his influence continued in American politics. He later ran unsuccessfully for president as the candidate of the Know Nothing Party, which opposed the influence of immigrants and Catholics in American society. This chapter of his career reflects the complex and often contradictory nature of his political beliefs and actions. While he valued unity and compromise, he also aligned with movements that were resistant to the social changes sweeping the nation at the time. This tension within his legacy makes his coin especially interesting to historians and collectors alike who seek to understand the full context of his era. In terms of physical condition, a coin described as good generally shows moderate wear but retains its major design features. The date, the name of the president, and the image of the Statue of Liberty should all remain clearly visible. There may be minor scratches or signs of circulation, but nothing that significantly detracts from the coin's ability to be identified or appreciated. Collectors value such coins not only for their historical relevance, but also for their ability to communicate a tangible sense of the past. Handling a coin that has been in circulation can evoke thoughts about the countless hands it has passed through and the different times it has witnessed. 1951 Lincoln Wheat penny coin without mint mark condition circulated. This coin was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, which did not use a mint mark during that time. Like all wheat pennies from this era, it features the well-known design created by Victor David Brenner. On the obverse side of the coin, there is a right-facing portrait of President Abraham Lincoln with the words, "In God We Trust," across the top, Liberty on the left side of the bust, and the date 1951 on the right. The reverse of the coin features two stylized wheat ears on each side of the words 1 cent and United States of America, with the phrase E pluribus unum along the upper edge. The 1951 wheat penny is part of the long-running Lincoln Wheat series, which began in 1909 and ended in 1958. During the year 1951, the Philadelphia Mint produced more than 253 million of these coins, making it one of the more common issues of the series. These coins were made from a composition of 95% copper, with the remainder being tin and zinc. While the mintage figure is high, the coin still holds interest for collectors due to its historical background and the sentimental value often attached to wheat pennies. In circulated condition, this coin has seen a significant amount of handling and usage over time. Circulation will result in softening of design details such as the hair and facial features on Lincoln, as well as a flattening of the lettering and rim. The reverse side typically shows wear on the wheat stalks, and the lettering may lose some of its sharpness. Toning or discoloration might also appear from prolonged exposure to the elements and the natural oils of human skin. Still, even in this worn state, the coin's date and basic design features usually remain clear enough for identification and appreciation. For many collectors, circulated coins serve as affordable and meaningful additions to a collection. A 1951 Wheat penny in circulated condition can be a great way to build a full date set or to share the hobby with new collectors. It connects people to a time when coins were used daily in shops, cafes, buses, and schools across the United States. Each coin tells a small part of the American economic and social story from the early post-war years, although circulated examples of the 1951 penny are not considered rare. They are still sought after by those working on completing full collections of Lincoln wheat pennies. More common circulated examples like this one can be found at coin shops, flea markets, or in inherited collections. Even though they typically have low market value due to their high mintage and where they hold strong educational and nostalgic value, their condition reflects decades of use and movement through the hands of people across the country. There are, however, examples of the 1951 Lincoln penny that have been preserved in exceptional condition. These uncirculated coins, particularly those with full original red color and sharp strike, are much more valuable. In high-mint state grades such as MS66 or higher, with strong eye appeal and no visible blemishes, these coins have sold at auction for values ranging from $500,000 to $700,000. These rare examples are treasured by advanced collectors and often certified by professional grading services. Collectors also occasionally search for die varieties or mint errors, which can add to a coin's interest and potential value. While no major doubled dies or repunched mint marks are widely known for the 1951 Philadelphia issue, minor errors may still be found. These include things like die cracks, off-center strikes, or lamination flaws, which may appeal to collectors of error coins. Even circulated coins should be handled and stored with care. Using proper storage methods, such as coin flips, albums, or folders, helps protect them from further damage. Although the value of a circulated 1951 penny is modest, preserving its current state ensures it can be appreciated for years to come. Cleaning coins is strongly discouraged as it often causes more harm than good and it can lower a coin's appeal and value. In conclusion, the 1951 Lincoln wheat penny without mint mark in circulated condition is a well-used yet historically significant piece of American coinage. While it may not command high prices like pristine red mint state examples, it still represents a meaningful era in American history and remains an important part of the Lincoln Cent series. Whether added to a starter set or used to teach new collectors about the value of vintage coins, this circulated piece continues to hold purpose and interest in the world of numismatics.